Sup my dudes, Valkyrja. Today I want to talk to you guys about something I've seen going around that a lot of people don't seem to really talk about too much, and that's the most important stat in the game. A lot of people, I've seen a lot of build guides already when people can't really optimize artifacts, or relics, excuse me, can't really optimize relics, and you really shouldn't be worrying about relics too much, so I was kind of hesitating on making this, because I've known about this since the start of the game, and basically I want to correct a lot of misinformation out there. I've seen so many people telling you to build characters like they're Genshin characters, but I have something to tell you that this might shock you. It might shock a lot of you. I don't really know if you know, but this isn't Genshin. This is starrail. This is a turn-based game. And in a turn-based game, there is one stat that is the absolute most important stat on every single character, and it's something a lot of people seem to gloss over. And that's speed. This little stat right here is the most important stat in the game. Now, why is speed the most important stat in the game? It's because speed affects the amount of times you can take a turn within a turn. It affects the action order, which is the list you see on the left, and it affects how frequent your character comes up in the action order. Because if you have high enough speed, you can take multiple actions per turn. Now, this also applies to the enemy, and this is why speed is very important. If the enemy has high enough speed, they will take multiple actions before you can take a singular one, meaning you are going to get rolled if you do not have enough speed. Speed is the single most important attribute in the game. The single most important stat in the game. Now, am I saying you have to build speed on every single character? No, there's characters like Clara who literally want negative speed. They want to go very slow because Clara wants to focus inside other stats, full send the attack, have really high HP, have good defense. Well, she doesn't want to build HP. I'm not saying that. You definitely just want to build her like a Genshin character, go attack, crit rate, crit damage, and energy recharge percent. That way she gets her ult back very quickly. But you don't want to really build speed on her. But then you're going to have characters like Yang Qing's a perfect example. He wants as high speed as possible because he wants to take multiple actions within a turn. That way he can take full advantage of his skill and his Soul Steel Sync stance. Inside Soul Steel Sync, he gets all this. I'm not reading this for you. You can go read this short story on your own. But basically, he gets a really high crit, does lots of damage, and just has a follow-up attack that does tons of damage as well. He turns into an absolute monster if he can get high enough speed to go ahead and go multiple times per turn. And you don't really want to build crit rate on him because of the way he functions also. He's going to crit pretty often, so you don't really need to worry about building a ton of crit rate on him. But yeah, you want to build speed on him. So if me explaining all that doesn't show why speed is a big issue, I'm going to bring it up by using the Honkai starrail wiki, a good little source. Here you can see the base formula for speed, base action value. That's what I was talking about on the action list. Like you can see the action values of the characters. The base action value for enemies is completely different. Base action value for characters is different. So it all depends, but it's going to matter as we get a higher level. This is what I'm talking about, optimizing builds. Enemies levels from 65 to 77 is a 1.1 base speed multiplier, 78 to 85, 1.2 base multiplier, and then 86 plus is 1.32 base multiplier. Now, why does that matter? Because whenever you're going against in-game Cocolia, she's 87, I believe, in Simulated World 5 or 6, Simulated World 6 at max difficulty, she's level 87. She's going to be rocking a good, solid 160 base speed. For a good example, with my Clara speed, with 90 speed, she's going to attack you almost twice before you can go. She's going to hit you, and then you're going to get a turn because she's 160, you're 90, and then she's going to immediately attack you again, and then eventually it's going to reach a point where she's going to attack you twice in a single turn because she is going to just outspeed the ever-living hell out of you. I've seen so many content creators talk about crit rate, crit damage, attack, blah build-wise. Nobody's been talking about speed and the importance of speed and how important that stat is. This is the single most important stat in this game. In any turn-based game, you can ask anybody that's played something like Epic 7 and ask them about how PvP in the arena goes. Whoever has the fastest team wins because you get to take the first action, and if you take the first action, you can CC the enemy, you can debuff them, slow their speed down, slow down their chances to take actions, etc. Speed is the single most important stat in this game. I don't know enough about it. I've heard that it has diminishing returns. I don't know. I'm going to research more. It's why I wanted to delay making this video. But I've seen so many showcases, there are so many guides, so many guides talking about everything but speed. and speed is incredibly important, so it's something I just want to put in your guys' heads as you're going through with relic farming and stuff like that. Like I said, I'll put out more information as I learn more, but I wanted to put this in you guys' heads to go ahead and start thinking about whenever you're thinking about in-game relics and stuff like that and trying to plan a build out. Please do not neglect speed as a stat. It will save you in the long run. I do know for supports, I know for Natasha, for example, I'm building Natasha HP, speed, and energy recharge, and that is it. Is it called energy recharge or energy generation? Energy regeneration rate. Natasha, I'm going to build energy regeneration rate. I'm going to build HP, and I'm going to build speed. And I'm going for those 3 stats primarily whenever I start optimizing builds and stuff like that. Same with March here. I'm going to go defense. I'm going to go speed, energy regeneration rate. Well, she doesn't really need energy regeneration rate because of follow-up attacks, but you get the point. I'm going to do my best to max out the speed and defense on March here. That way I can get more turns in. More turns equals more shields, equals more protection to my team, etc. Speed is important is all I'm trying to get across. Anyways, hopefully this tells you guys why speed is important. If you're curious about the starrail wiki, just type in Honkai starrail speed wiki, and I'm sure you'll find the data entry, and you can go look it up for yourself. But yeah, speed's very important. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.